1 in every 10 housewives choose Chris and Andy play. Watch this to find out why.
Oh, this creepy hands. Oh, what is going on? Oh.
Okay. Go?
Yep.
Go?
Yeah, go.
Okay.
Go. Press the button.
And we're back, and I'm shooting this guy
Welcome back, Chris and Andy Play, guys. We're playing Parasite Eve.
I'm shooting this guy in the tail.
This is the Croc-a-Monster dial. He's got electricities.
Oh, shit.
He's got a tail whip.
I keep
He's a Pokemon.
My
Actually, he really does kind of like resemble some sort of Pokemon, doesn't he? There's like a tadpole like tail there, and like I could totally see this thing being like
heal up here.
Crocodile, Snakeadile used tail whip. I took damage.
You caught Snakeo later.
Beefs took damage. Where were we talking about? What were we talking about?
Where were we talking about?
Yeah, where were we talking about?
We were talking about right here.
Oh, okay.
Wait, about here. Here, now.
Oh, that's yep. That is the correct moment in both space and time.
Mm-hmm. I don't know how we managed to travel back there, but we did, so...
Ha!
Well, you know what? This game's all about fake science, so we are too.
No, this game's about the Matrix.
Did you know this game's actually based on a novel?
Yes, I actually did know.
Okay. I wanted to read it, but it's not translated. There might be like a fan translation now.
There probably is, but
like I couldn't buy the official thing.
So there's a movie based on the book.
Oh, really?
Yes, it's a full live-action Japanese movie.
I did not know that. I learned something.
There is the book itself, and apparently this game is technically a sequel to the book.
Interesting.
But the author of the book had no real interaction with this. He didn't actually know what the story was for the first game until the game came out. So through the licensing rights. So he doesn't really agree with it. But apparently the movie is very close to what he envisioned. So if you want to know what that is, maybe just watch the movie if you can find a translation, because odds are it's not in English, and we're speaking in English, so I would assume that you also speak English.
Maybe there'll be some hardcore fans, because for some reason people like us, and then they like add subtitles in different languages.
Oh,
maybe we'll be like really big in like
Korea?
Slovakia.
I want to be big in Korea. Oh, dude, that guy got wailed on. Wow.
Did I just say Slovakia? I think I'm hungry. Slovakians.
Yeah, I want to go live in Slovakia.
What is that place called? Slovakia?
Yeah, Slovakia.
Okay, I don't know anything.
That's actually where my ancestors are from.
Oh, really?
Well, one side of, yes.
Okay.
Partially Slovak. Now you know.
All right. I didn't know that.
There's history. History for you.
Okay, again, she escaped from the sewer, and the cops showed up really late. A news guy who was dressed like a doorman for some reason was asking her questions, and then Danny Glover punched him.
Yeah, go Danny.
His name's actually Daniel, so that fits.
Yeah, Danny Puncher.
I'm not going to make a single Die Hard joke, though.
No, it's not Die Hard.
That's why I'm not doing it.
All right.
That's why I'm not doing it.
Well, that's also in New York, so...
The hell's that?
Isn't it? No, wait. Where's yeah.
It was L.A. and then New York.
Oh, okay. So
No, it was L.A. and then the L.A. airport? No, New York airport and then New York City.
There's a point where they're in New York, I know, because there's an argument over the phone where...
Well, the third movie's in New York.
Okay.
But the second movie's in the New York airport, because there's no blizzard in L.A., right?
Oh, yeah, because he's supposed to be
does he get like
back for
does
Christmas?
he get like a layover somewhere?
So this is totally a Die Hard game, because, you know, it's Christmas in New York. Gotta love Die Hard. Yippee-ki-yay!
Lethal Weapon's what I was talking about.
I know, that's exactly, but we just wanted to ignore that entirely.
You know what? I'm not too fond of those movies. I think they're a little overrated.
The third one, I think, is okay, and the rest kind of suck.
Which is the one with Jet Li?
I don't know.
I think that one's probably the best, just because Jet Li's in it.
I think it's the third. Maybe it's the fourth one. I don't know.
I think it's the fourth. The third one has Joe Pesci, and then the fourth one has Joe Pesci and Jet Li. And Chris Rock.
Yeah, the one with Chris Rock is alright.
Yeah, because Chris Rock's fine. There's a scene where like Chris Rock and Joe Pesci are like talking. That stuff's pretty funny.
Oh, we're checking a memory card. Do not insert or remove.
And
Beefs 41.
Jet Li automatically
saving on. File saved. I'm sorry.
I didn't say anything relevant, so I'm a little bit sweaty right now.
I am not.
Oh, It's just me, I guess.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
You know, all these.
I was really sweaty earlier after my run, but I took a shower because, you know, I'm a human being and civilized.
all these intense thumb movements are just.
God.
Can't handle this. Jeez. Actually, I am really
You are
hot.
out of shape.
No, I'm in.
This is too much work, man. The thumb's got to move an inch to the left.
If any part of me is going to get in good shape, it should be my thumbs. Like,
right.
geez.
And you know what happens next? Back to the left. I can't do that for an hour. So anybody who says gamers are out of shape, come on, there's so much work to do. You gotta move left and right, left and right, and sometimes up, and then sometimes down, and then you're left, and then you're right, and you're pressing the A button, and you're pressing the X button, and you're pressing the square button. All the time. All the times.
How much space do I have?
So one of the reasons I'm really excited to get back into this game is I have a lot of nostalgia with this because again I was a kid. It was a really exciting time for like video games in general, like where there's experimentational with all the 3D stuff coming out. But I really remember like the footsteps blowing me away. And I don't exactly know why, but I feel like it was like the first time I noticed in a game where like depending on what surface she was running on had a different sound to it. And by today's standards, that's like, everything's got that. But this was kind of like the first time. And it really reminded, like, it blew me away. It was like that. And like there's snow later. And she leaves footprints in the snow. And it sounds different. It crunches instead of... It was really exciting. It was cool. Yeah. Fun stuff. I don't even think I really had that kind of getting blown away by like a small detail in a game until probably the first Uncharted. Because it was one of the first times where I noticed, like, depending on how much water you got in, would change how wet the person was, like how wet Drake was. So, like, if you had just, like, gone, like, ankle deep, he'd only be wet up to his ankles. If you went all the way in, he'd be completely drenched. And it took a while to dry off. Like, you wouldn't just get dry. Like, some games, like, there was, like, there was an effect if you got into the water, you'd get wet. But eventually you dry off, like, 100% very quickly. Uncharted, they put those little subtleties in, and it's amazing how much like something like that really doesn't mean much of anything can make your experience like so much more interesting. Mm-hmm. Especially like as a creator, I don't know if I've said this on the show before, but one of the best feelings is like. When you do something so right that like nobody knows it happens. Like anytime you do something wrong, people will notice. Like if there's some sort of like issue with like story flow or like how you're drawing something out or like how something's edited, it takes you out of the experience and you know like right away. But a lot of the time, like when something's good, you can't actually pinpoint like why it's good. You know, the whoever's doing their job has done it so well that they'll never get any real recognition for doing it well, and I think that's it's kind of interesting in that respect. It's exciting, and it's nice when you can sort of be like, that's why I like it. I like it because of the footsteps. So there's my story. Footsteps ahoy!
Different footstep sounds. Game of the year.
Woo!
They didn't do things like Game of the Year back then, did they? It's more of kind of like a recenter. It's recenter.
Yeah, they totally did because Half-Life was also a 1998 game.
Oh yeah, and that got Game of the Year?
Yes, eventually it did.
I suppose maybe I wasn't aware of it because maybe I didn't play a lot of games that won it back then.
Yeah, there wasn't like gaming awards only sort of took off a little bit like, at that kind of point where people were kind of seeing it as a medium that was like, there's something behind this. This is reasonable. This is cool. Because and gaming awards are pretty much one of the only kind of awards that I kind of accept and are like, okay, cool. And the reason for it is like, it's not like Naughty Dog doesn't go out and give themselves an award. Like, it's not like Sony Computer Entertainment America is like, let's have the PlayStation 3 awards and give out the PlayStation awards for all the people that did good work on PlayStation. Which is kind of what a lot of other award ceremonies are like. They're like, hi there, I made a great movie. I did such a good job, I'm going to give myself a medal. Okay. Thanks. As far as I can tell, like the majority of the video game awards come from a different community. Like they're not coming from the gaming community. They're coming from people who like gaming, and they're giving the awards to the people who made them. And for me, that has a lot more validity, right? You can't pat yourself on the back and go, that's great. Somebody else pats you on the back, that is great. It's like whenever I say like I do like art, I don't actually usually say that. I usually say I'm an illustrator.
You just do air quotes just now when you said...
I totally did air quotes. Throw those suckers in.
That's how much you care about your work. I do art.
Well, I have a very broad definition of what I consider art, and I'm not going to get into that because that's a whole different conversation. But when I illustrate, I very clearly say that I'm an illustrator. I take ideas and I make them into visual representations. That's what I do. If somebody else wants to call it art, cool. But I probably wouldn't say that myself. And just like if anyone says like, "Oh, you're an artist," and I'm like, "No, I'm a student. I'll always be a student. There's always something more I can learn." But if somebody else wants to come out and say like that they feel that I'm an artist, or they feel that I'm like these things, like you're a master or whatever, I would never say that to myself. But it's like an awesome pat on the back to get.
Hell yeah, someone's gonna call you a master.
Well, I mean,
all right, if you say
like,
so,
no,
I'm not gonna turn that down.
But like, yeah, even like being said, like, oh, you're an artist, or like they will call me an artist, or if it's when somebody goes around saying like, no, I'm an artist. I'm like, no, you're not. You're not. Just like it's for me, it's like any naming convention, right? You don't name yourself, with the exception
I don't believe in labels.
You never name yourself. The only time you ever do that is avatars online, and even then, like most of the time, people ditch them. And here's why: because you can't pick a good name for yourself. Everybody will the name you're given. Like that's the whole point: is you're given a name. Somebody else will give it to you. Your parents probably gave you your name. If you have a nickname, odds are you didn't come up with it, and probably if you tried to start a nickname for yourself, I would imagine it failed miserably. I mean, if
Chief's upset.
That guy's, God damn it!
I'll give a little plot summary when you're done with this.
Yeah, okay. But I'd love to hear if anybody does actually, like they have a nickname that it's like, I wanted to be called this. And people call me that. That's awesome. Tell me about it in the comments. I'd love to hear about it, like quite literally. But yeah, if you go around like calling yourself one of these things, I can't help but think like you really aren't getting it,
Well, okay, like that's one way of looking at it, but another way would be like, what do you do for a living? Well, I make art and I sell it. So your profession would be artist, wouldn't it?
No, I'm an illustrator.
All right. Well, I guess artist is a little general. But what is illustration? It's a form of art. So if you're doing
I mean, if somebody else wants to... Like, I very clearly can define exactly what I do as an illustrator. Mm. Like, I illustrate ideas through a visual medium. That's what I do. So if somebody wants to say that, like, the drawings I have done to illustrate these ideas are art, cool, it is. But I'm not going to say that because it's a job I did. Like I don't sit at home and paint something for the sake of painting it. Like I have a very clear purpose behind everything that I'm doing. So.
So very quickly before the end of the episode, the plot summary so far is Daniel's son, who looked like he was like 4 years old, is running around town by himself. Jesus. But anyway, he could not take him to a concert because he was busy with work because evil science happened.
What a fucking terrible dad.
Oh, well, yeah, things happen. And then the kid got angry and he took off. And then there was a press conference.
You're going to lose your son, Danny.
He might. I don't know. I don't remember. It's been a long time since I played. This game might actually be very dark. So then there was a press conference and they kind of tried to explain stuff, maybe. I don't really remember. I probably should have read that one. But then the Beefs 41 looked a little sad there.
Beefs.
And then the chief got all upset And then they go to the museum to talk to this Dr. Clamp guy who kind of explains what is it called? Mitochondria?
The mitochondria.
Mitochondria. I think he explains what that is and why this bogus science works.
Well, I mean, in real science, the mitochondria is kind of the power center for a cell.
Yeah, so in this, it's just got way too much power. Oh, wait, actually, I think that story... Okay, I might as well spoil it because I don't really care, because this is just my theory, not theory, but broken memory, because I don't actually remember. I think what it is Beefs and Eve were actually like... No, Beefs and somebody else. Because the thing is, okay, Beefs had a twin, and, spoilers, so many spoilers, and the twin was like an organ donor or something, and I think, or blood or something, so Eve got some of that blood or something, and that's why... They both have powers because they were kind of like, the doctor did something to them when they were like kids, I think, after a car accident, something like that.
This doesn't make any sense to me.
Well, let's
find out with the rest of the game.
But we're skipping it.
Next time.
Okay.
On Chris and Andy Play. Bye, guys. We love you.
Bye.
But you specifically. You.
Oh, man. It takes place at the Souvlaki hut.
Oh, man.
I had lunch there a few days ago.
I totally want some.
Dude, I love souvlakis.
Oh, it's so good.
Or as my dad calls them, souflinkies. I don't know why, but it's funny.
Just gotta go get myself, like, sweet pitas.
Oh, yeah,
sweet,
okay.
delicious.
Do you like them just, like, on the stick with other things? You do like them in the pita, like, sandwich form.
I
the
prefer
tzatziki sauce,
what
lettuce, tomato, onion.
I prefer the pita form.
Oh, yeah, you gotta have sandwich form.
Yeah, like, totally. You know what? There's always a good time for the dinner where they have, like, the rice and the vegetables and, like, souvlaki on the plate, and you're like, oh, man, this is so good. Well, you're just, like, smearing the tzatziki everywhere, and you're, like,
places you can
shoveling
just
it
get
in your goddamn face.